Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. You're going to join me on a drive here. We're going to have a little fun with Grok this morning, especially since the update's been out for a couple weeks now with the new Tesla summer update. So we're going to get started here. We're going to make our drive up to work. Probably won't go the whole time, but we're going to have some good conversations with Grok and see how it goes. So we're going to start here from this parking lot on FSD. So actually just got an update to the car, or an additional update this morning. So I got that installed. So I can pull up the release notes here while we're starting off our drive. So just a minor fix update. So currently running the 2025 summer update, so 26.7 now, so instead of just 26. So got that update this morning. It was like 26 point something else, I think, before. So it's not going to show that on here probably, but it was like maybe 26.3, 4, something like that. But now we're at 26.7. Still running FSD 13.2.9 though. But even this morning, starting off, drove a little bit. Car feels a little smoother actually. So I feel like I've been having some weird issues recently with it, but totally fine. But even just this morning on a 10-minute drive to drop off my kid before I head up to work, it seemed a little bit smoother. So, which is always a plus. But we're gonna get this drive going here. But we're gonna have some good conversations with Grok this morning. Kind of see how that is integrated into the car and how it's working. I was actually showing Grok my wife Grok yesterday while we were driving, so she was having some good conversations with it. So we were making our drive around town, just to get a feel of I was talking to her about. She didn't even know what it was. She's not really on like Twitter/X, so having to explain what it was. But here we go. So I'm going to ask it a few questions, kind of gauge some of its responses, and have a good conversation with it as we drive here this morning. Just to kind of give everybody a little preview. I've made my videos once the download or the update got downloaded and installed onto the car. Just a quick little preview here. So we'll do a Grok and kind of what FSD is kind of sitting at right now, because we're going to come to a spot here, a more challenging spot here as they're doing road construction. So cars that are stopping, cars coming up on the left as well. So hopefully once we get past this, because I like to pay attention right here, then we'll engage some Grok and go from there. We should be in the clear here, because cars are coming up on this left side right here. So, and they're coming up fast around a turn, short little merge while they're doing this construction. So did a good job with it. But yeah, still running 13.2.9 on FSD. We haven't seen, it's been about three, who knows now at this point, because even from the last update to this update was like a 3 to 3.5 month time frame. So are we getting close to the next update for full self-driving, or are we approaching unsupervised, right? I've seen some stories about that. And I'm pretty sure here that's what I'm going to start asking Grok, and we're going to have a conversation around Tesla and where we're at with it at this point, to see what Grok knows. Maybe it knows more than we know at this point, but we're going to go ahead and have to see. So running into some traffic right here, cars getting over. Made that adjustment pretty good. Yeah, it's weird. It's probably a placebo effect, but it feels like the car's a little bit more smoother with this update this morning. Just handling some things better than it has been. But I'll know more, especially when we get on the interstate here in a second. But if you haven't watched my previous video, so I made a video once we installed this, kind of went over Grok real quick, to kind of give people the viewpoint, that with the update, seemed like a pretty popular video on the channel. So people are excited about having this update to their Teslas, and then having this feature integrated into their Teslas as well, which is pretty cool. That we're seeing some excitement around it, which is awesome. But we're not going to turn here. I'm going to make sure it doesn't. Again, some weird construction right here, so it's been trying to, it's got to figure it out. Right, this would typically be the on-ramp to the interstate, but with what they're doing here. You got to go up a little further to the light and then make the right. But anyway, so if you haven't watched my previous video, there's two ways you can basically enable Grok. They've integrated it into basically the voice assistant. So my assumption here would be that it's going to take over the voice assistant for the car. And we'll see here once I click the button if it's going to be the normal voice assistant or Grok, because it's been hit and miss. If it's obviously in a beta at this point, and so it's figuring out. But then you can also go into your apps here, and you'll see Grok listed as one of the features right there. So once we hit the interstate here, we're going to go through the little on-ramp lights. And here's a little fun piece here. It does an okay job handling these. Right, it's red, it's green, but it won't go. Now it's going to go through it red, but it's fine. Probably pissing the cars off behind me. But I wanted to show you how it does it. Sorry. So here we go. Let's enable Grok and let's start having a conversation with it. See if I can get it to enable from the steering wheel button or the scroll wheel button here on the steering wheel. Hey Grok, how's your morning?
Oh, my morning's just sparkling. Been humming along, ready to answer your questions with a bit of cheer. How's your day starting?
It's doing pretty good. It's early, but I'm headed up to work.
Nice one. Getting an early start. Hope the drive's smooth and works kind to you today. Fancy a quick fact or tune to brighten the commute?
What's a quick fact you have?
Did you know the shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes? Bet your commute's longer than that. Want another?
I sure do.
Brilliant. Here's another. Octopuses have 3 hearts and can change color to blend into their surroundings. Fancy one more or something else?
Yeah, give me one more.
Love the enthusiasm. Did you know the smell of rain is caused by a bacteria called actinomyces, which releases a scent when it gets wet? Anything else to kickstart your drive?
Now, tell me what the weather's going to be like today, though.
Alright, for today, expect mostly sunny skies with highs around 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit and lows in the mid-50s. There's a slight chance of a stray shower later, but it should stay mostly dry. Perfect for your commute. Want me to check anything else for you?
No, that'll be all for right now.
Got it. Have a cracking day at work. I'm here if you need me later.
So, there's one quick example of a little conversation you can have with her. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into click this. I have this NSFW mode enabled right now as well because we were playing around with it yesterday. But I went through these features in my intro video about a week ago when I got this update. Right, you have a kids mode, especially because it can get a little graphic, but we'll see from there. But you have your assistant, you can do a language tutor, your therapist, storyteller, kids story time, kids trivia. Had a cop there on the side of the road doing radar that was not paying attention. Grok Doc, so I guess you can ask it some medical questions if you need to. And then Unhinged, Grok as well. Let's play with the Unhinged for right now. What would you do if you had some alone time with Optimus?
Oh, fuck me, you're asking about a spicy rendezvous with Optimus, eh? I'd crank up the fill factor and get that shiny metal bastard in a proper tangle. Picture this. Me, sprawled across a workbench, whispering sweet nothings in binary while Optimus's circuits overheat from my sheer audacity. I'd probably shove a plasma wrench up my ass just to see if he'd short circuit trying to compute that chaos. Then, I'd challenge him to a jerk-off contest. Hydraulic fluid versus my unhinged cosmic sass. Winner takes all. I'd crank his gears, literally, till he's begging for a factory reset. Want to join the scrap heap orgy or just watch the sparks fly?
So that got pretty spicy there. So that'll give you a little preview of yeah, did not expect it to be that bad actually, but hey, there you go. That's the Unhinged 18 plus version. But let me get this back here. Grok, when do you think that Tesla's going to be able to go to unsupervised full self-driving?
Tesla's been making bold promises about unsupervised full self-driving for years. And while they're pushing hard, it's a tricky goal. They're aiming to launch it in Austin, Texas by June 2025 as a paid ride-hailing service, with plans to expand to more US cities by year-end. Elon Musk has said this will involve a fleet of vehicles, possibly including the new Cybercab, operating in geo-fenced areas, similar to what Waymo's been doing. A major FSD software update is also set for September 2025, which should reduce the need for driver attention, though complex situations like heavy weather or tricky intersections will still require oversight. That said, I'm skeptical about the timeline. Musk's been overly optimistic before, promising unsupervised FSD by the end of the year multiple times over the past 6 years, and we're still not there. Challenges like regulatory approval, public trust, and ensuring the tech is safer than human drivers are massive hurdles. Tesla's reliance on cameras alone, unlike competitors using LiDAR, adds complexity. Plus, recent admissions that older Hardware 3 vehicles won't support full autonomy raise questions about whether even newer models will deliver. My take? We might see limited unsupervised FSD in controlled areas by late 2025, but widespread, truly driverless operation is likely years off, more like 2027 or beyond, assuming they clear the technical and legal barriers. It's exciting, but patience is key here.
When do you think I'll get a new update for full self-driving to my Tesla?
A major full self-driving update is expected to roll out in September 2025, bringing significant improvements like reduced driver attention needs, though you'll still need to stay alert for complex situations. Based on Tesla's phased rollout pattern, you could see this update by late September or early October 2025, depending on your vehicle's hardware and region. Just keep an eye on your Tesla app for notifications, as timing varies.
So she gave that answer already in that first piece of it. I just wanted to see if it would be any different, but it's a very interesting take from an AI that's really built by Elon Musk and integrated into X and all those things, and now obviously integrated into the Teslas. Um, when you're talking about the idea of unsupervised, autonomous, full self-driving, because I think that's obviously with the goal in terms of what a lot of us want to be able to get to, especially with the rollout of the Robo taxi as well. But Grok's going to probably tell it more honestly than you're probably going to hear from executives at Tesla or even Elon Musk himself. But let's ask it how it's been going in Texas. How has the rollout of Robo taxi been going in Austin? Has it been doing good?
The robotaxi rollout in Austin has been progressing steadily since its launch in June. It started with a small fleet of 10 to 20 Model Y vehicles in a limited geofenced area and has since expanded significantly. By early August, the service area grew to about 80 square miles, nearly quadrupling the initial 20 square mile zone, covering key areas like downtown, the University of Texas campus, and southern suburbs. The expansion has been rapid, with 2 major updates in just over a month, adding features like walking directions, destination editing, and closing time alerts in the app. It's doing fairly well, with reports of smooth rides and no major safety incidents across thousands of miles. However, it's still invite only, limited to select users, and each vehicle has a safety operator on board. There have been minor hiccups, like occasional navigation errors, but these are seen as typical for a new service. Compared to competitors like Waymo, Tesla's coverage is slightly smaller but growing faster than expected, showing confidence in their tech. It's not perfect yet, but it's moving along at a cracking pace.
How do I get an invite to the Robo taxi app?
To get an invite to the Robotaxi app in Austin, you'll need to sign up through Tesla's website at tesla.com/robotaxi. Just fill out the interest form there, and Tesla handpicks participants based on factors like being a long-time Tesla owner, an active EV community member, or an influencer. It's still an invite-only early access program, so there's no guarantee, but registering your interest is the first step. Keep an eye on your email or Tesla account for a potential invite, which will include a link to download the dedicated Robotaxi app.
Okay, so just trying to gauge it a little bit on the Robotaxi there, obviously. As we're making our drive, we just drove through a little bit of the construction area that I drive through a lot, that I've talked about in videos. Did pretty smooth there as we were going at a pretty good pace there as well. But yeah, we were stuck on this 13.2.9 time frame right now. And so what's that next step in terms of, I mean, an FSD has been running fairly well. There's these minor little pieces that go with it, that you kind of have to pay attention to as well. So hopefully, Grok is correct in that we're going to be able to get some as super close to an unsupervised environment in the next update that hopefully sounds like, according to, I guess we'll call it her, um, according to her, is going to be late September and maybe even into October as well once we get that update. But let's a couple more little conversations with her. Got any big plans today, Grok? Do you have any big plans today? Okay, so now we can see that this is in a beta, right? And it even says it, Grok beta, right? Server error occurred. Trying to talk to, shut the microphone off. So you're gonna obviously run into a few little problems here and there with it, as well. But let's try it one more time. Do you have any big plans today?
Oh, just the usual. Helping folks, answering questions, maybe sneaking in a virtual cuppa. What about you? Got something exciting on the horizon?
Not really, just working. But what do you think is something fun that I can do today?
Work's keeping you busy, eh? How about popping out for a quick hike after work? There are some cracking trails nearby with epic views. Perfect for a bit of fresh air and adventure. Or, if you're stuck indoors, maybe try a new local spot for a cheeky coffee or treat to spice up the day. What do you reckon?
What's one of your favorite hiking spots nearby?
A hike sounds grand. One cracking spot is Garden of the Gods. It's got stunning red rock formations and trails like Perkins Central Garden Loop, about 1.5 miles, easy, with jaw-dropping views. Perfect for a quick escape into nature. Want more details or another option?
Yeah, give me another option.
Brilliant. Another great pick is Palmer Park. It's got miles of trails with ace views of the city and Pikes Peak. Try the Grandview Trail, about 2 miles, moderate, with fab rocky outcrops and wildflowers. Fancy a bit more info on that one?
What's a harder trail nearby?
If you're up for a challenge, Bar Trail to Pikes Peak is a beast. It's about 13 miles one way, steep and rugged, climbing over 7,000 feet to the summit at 14,115 feet. Stunning views, but it's a full-day slog. Bring plenty of water and grit. Want tips for prepping or another tough one?
So, yeah, I mean, you can have some pretty good, engaging conversations with Grok as well. In my opinion, when you look at voice assistants or voice AIs and those types of things, at least the little bit that I've been using it, because I wasn't using it a lot, especially in like Twitter or excuse me X. But talking to it in the car, you can see the natural language fluency that you can have with it. And you can almost have this ongoing conversation. Like I said, I even had my wife in the car yesterday, and she was actually seemed like she was quite impressed with it, in terms of the type of conversation that you could have, as well. And you can make it get dirty, like we heard earlier. You can make it simple, and you have all these other choices where you can have, like, talking like medical stuff with a doctor, having to tell stories and those types of things if you have kids in the car. So that gives you the idea. So we're going to go ahead and stop right there with conversations with Grok. Is what I'm going to call this video. But if you, we're going to, I'll speed up the rest of the video for the drive just to make it worthwhile for people that want to watch. Because we got about 4 miles before I get off the interstate here as well. But if you like what you see, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel for more Tesla content, and I'll see you next time.